All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to say something about Farrah Fawcett. So yes, I know she's awesome. Somebody commented on one of my videos saying that I was being too harsh on Farrah Fawcett, comparing myself to her, and I really shouldn't have. But really, I think yes, I think Farrah Fawcett is awesome. Of course I do. She's gorgeous. She looks amazing. Look in her high points, she looks really really good. And she was married to a good-looking husband, and she had all this glitz and glam, and she was doing very very well. So of course that's what I love. That's what my whole channel is about: beauty and glam. It's just that she struggled because at the end of all that career in Charlie's Angels, she ended up doing made-for-TV movies, which she had a really hard time with when she started drinking, and her husband was abusive and all that. So I mean, that doesn't take away from the fact that I think Farrah Fawcett was one of the most beautiful women on earth, and that she looked so good and she was so talented on Charlie's Angels, and that I love that show. I mean, why would that take away from that, right? It doesn't, but it's just I was just saying it because I felt that people needed to hear that sometimes people are have these kind of lives, and it makes you feel better about yourself. Not that her life should have been. I mean, obviously, I want her life to be better for her, but it makes me, as a person that's ordinary right now, we'll be a celebrity later, but as an ordinary person right now, it makes me feel like, hey, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol. But yeah, I don't drink, and I don't drink coffee. So I mean, for me, it makes me feel like I'm doing quite well, even though I'm not famous. And I think if you are an alcoholic or whatever, then it's tough. I really feel for people that are alcoholics or whatever. I just never had an addictive personality. For me, I was addicted to work and addicted to challenging myself. So for me, it wasn't something that was an issue for me, which I'm very lucky about. And not everybody has that feeling. Maybe they were addicted to certain things and they couldn't help it, right? So it's not like it's fair for some people. It's really tough for people. I don't think that's fair that people would get addictive personalities, but it happens, right? So, Farrah Fawcett had been addicted to drinking, and so, it's kind of like, well, and I can definitely separate the celebrity in her to the drinking, of course, but it obviously makes you feel better about how your life is going. You feel like, hey, I would never get into drama. I don't drink. I don't do any of those things. So for me, it's kind of nice to know that I'm following a good life and I have good morals and all this. And not to say that what she did was something that she could control. Maybe she had parents that were drinkers, or maybe and the thing is, she had that. Maybe it was hard for her to not do that, right? I'm not saying it's easy for anyone or difficult, or I think it's a very difficult thing to deal with addiction, and it can happen to anyone. It can happen to Farrah Fawcett. I think it's very difficult to deal with addiction. It really, really is. It just kind of, if you're not like that though, you kind of see, hey, I'm really kind of a all around good, talented, good person, and good looking too. And so even though I'm not famous, it helps me to see, hey, some of these people have these magnificent lives, and your life is better in a sense. I know I'm going to be a celebrity, so I do say it for other people too. Maybe you're in a situation where you're like, everyone's so much better than me in Hollywood. I'm trying to be on YouTube, or I'm trying to be in movies or whatever. Maybe you're doing live editions. I don't know, but you're trying so hard, and you're like, everybody's better than me. What's going on? Sometimes it's a tough life for people that are already stars to deal with being downgraded to lower potential stars, even though they're doing made-for-TV movies. People don't see them in the same light, so maybe they think, hey, it's really kind of um, normalizing for you. Maybe you're like, hey, I didn't realize it, and it gives you hope. And of course, we wanted Farrah Fawcett's life to be better. We wanted Farrah Fawcett to be doing movies like that she should have done. I really felt, why wouldn't you give her those roles? But I mean, she didn't have those roles, and for whatever reason, they weren't given to her. So she, instead of just trying to overcome it by trying again and again and working towards it, she drank. So, and I mean, it's just what she did, right? But I love Farrah Fawcett, don't get me wrong. And I think when people make these comments about people that are celebrities, you often forget that, yes, it's not necessary to make a comment to me about it, because I'm just saying what happened to her in her life. And I'm totally not the person to try to diss her for it. I understand the difficulty. I understand how hard it is when you're a big time celebrity to go to made for TV movies all the time. Obviously, it's very difficult. I would never, I totally get that. I would never criticize her or make her feel bad if she was alive or anything like that. I'm just telling people, and I'm not vindictive, you know, I'm not vindictive. I would never do that. I loved her. She was fantastic. What was wrong? There's nothing wrong with her besides her. What she dealt with was difficult, but I mean, but as far as it goes, I loved her. Of course, I loved her. I love all celebrities that looked like her, right? She was amazing. I love all celebrities. It doesn't matter what for their qualities, whatever they bring. But her, of course, I like because she's so beautiful and she was so good on Charlie's Angels. But you know, I digress. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye now. Bye, guys.